Find yourself in a comfortable, upright position with your feet on the floor. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever you prefer. Start to notice your breath as it flows in and out of your body. Notice it coming in through your nostrils, down into your lungs, and flowing back out. And as you do this, just be aware that you're noticing. There goes your breath. And there you are noticing it. If you can notice your breath, you cannot be your breath. And your breath changes continually. Sometimes it's shallow, sometimes deep, sometimes fast and sometimes slow. But the part of you that notices your breath does not change. When you were a child, your lungs were so much smaller than they are today. But the you who could notice your breathing as a child is the same you that can notice it as an adult. Now this might get your mind to analyze, philosophize, or debate. So take a step back and notice, where are your thoughts? Where do they seem to be located? Are they moving or still? Are they pictures or words? And as you notice your thoughts, be aware that you're noticing. There go your thoughts. And there you are noticing them. If you can notice your thoughts, you cannot be your thoughts. These thoughts are a part of you, but there's so much more to you than these thoughts. And your thoughts change continually. Sometimes they're true and sometimes false. Sometimes positive and sometimes negative. Sometimes happy and sometimes sad. But the part of you that notices your thoughts does not change. And when you were a child, your thoughts were so very different than they are today. But the you who noticed your thoughts back then is the same you who notices them now. Now, I don't expect your mind to necessarily agree with this. And likely throughout the rest of this exercise, it will debate, analyze, attack, or intellectualize anything I say. So see if you can let those thoughts come and go like leaves on a stream, and engage in this exercise even if your mind tries very hard to pull you out of it. Now notice your body in the chair. And as you do that, be aware you're noticing. There is your body. And there you are noticing it. It's not the same body you had as a baby, as a child, or as a teenager. You may have had bits put in or bits cut out. You might have scars or wrinkles or moles or blemishes or sunspots. It's not the same skin you had in your youth. But the part of you that notices your body never changes. And as a child, when you looked in the mirror, your reflection was very different than it is today. But the you who could notice your reflection back then is the same you that notices your reflection today. Now quickly scan your body from head to toe and notice all the different feelings. Zoom in on any one feeling that captures your interest, observing it with curiosity. Notice where it starts and stops, how deep in it goes, and what shape it is, and its temperature. And as you notice this feeling, just be aware you're noticing. There is this feeling, and there you are noticing it. If you can notice these feelings, you cannot be these feelings. These feelings are a part of you, and there's so much more to you than these feelings. Your feelings and sensations change continually. Sometimes you feel happy, and sometimes you feel sad. Sometimes you feel healthy, sometimes you feel sick. Sometimes you feel stressed and sometimes relaxed. But the part of you that notices your feelings does not change. And when you're frightened, angry, or sad in your life today, the you who could notice your feelings is the same you who could notice your feelings as a child. Now choose a memory from childhood, something that you feel comfortable working with. Notice the memory, and as you do that, be aware you're noticing. There is this memory, and there you are noticing it. This memory may be pleasurable, or it may be painful, like many memories in our lives. The you who could notice your thoughts, feelings, and sensations when this event occurred is the same you who could notice this memory as an adult. Move forward in time, noticing a memory from adolescence. And as you do that, be aware you're noticing. Notice whether the memory is images, words, or just an idea. And notice that the part of you that can notice your memories is the same part of you that could notice your memories when you were that age. Travel forward once more, noticing a memory from adulthood. There is this memory, and there you are noticing it. If you can notice this memory, you cannot be this memory. This memory is a part of you, and there is so much more to you than this memory. Notice how you can just notice these memories, even the most painful memories. The same way you can notice all of your thoughts, feelings, and sensations. The same way you could notice all of this when you were younger. Now notice the role you're playing in this moment. And as you do that, be aware you're noticing. Right now you're playing the role of a participant, but your roles change continuously. At times you're in the role of a mother or father, son or daughter, brother or sister, friend, enemy, neighbor, rival, student, teacher, citizen, customer, worker, employer, employee, and on and on. And of course, there are some roles you will never have again, like the role of a young child and the role of a confused teenager. But the you who notices your roles does not change. It's the same you that can notice your roles and all the things you do and say in them, even when you were very young. And since we don't have a good name in everyday language for this part of you, I'm going to call it the noticing self, but you don't have to call it that. Sometimes people call it the observing self, or meta-awareness, metacognition. Whichever you prefer is just fine. I like to think of the noticing self this way. Your thoughts and feelings are like chess pieces on a chessboard. The white pieces are the ones you want, like confidence, happiness, and self-esteem. And the black pieces are ones you don't want, like anxiety, self-doubt, and hopelessness. Or you can think of the black pieces as your desired thoughts and feelings, and the white ones as undesired ones, whichever you prefer. We always end up trying to defeat the black pieces, to get rid of our negative thoughts and feelings. When we try to go to war with them, at difficult times in our lives, it seems like we're losing. There are more black pieces on the board than white ones. And at other times, it seems as though we're winning with more white pieces on the board. Let's see if you can just look closely at your experience. What happens when you knock the black pieces off the board? Do they stay off forever, or do they eventually come back? Or maybe there are new black pieces taking over for the old ones. There seems to be no end to this game. Here's the thing. When we wage this war, we're really waging it against ourselves. We aren't battling the black pieces. We're battling our experience, a part of us. We believe that in order to continue with life, we must make the black pieces permanently disappear. We become absorbed with our inner struggles, disconnect from the outside world and all of the things that matter to us. Now here's the thing. You are the chessboard. Regardless of whether there are more black pieces or white pieces on the board, the chessboard isn't affected or damaged by the game. It's just the arena where the match plays itself out. The board remains solid and intact, ready for whatever shows up. Using this noticing self, you can focus your energy on doing things that are important to you, while just carrying around your unwanted thoughts and feelings. You can observe these thoughts and feelings. And so, just like the chessboard, which is not the game of chess, you cannot be these thoughts and feelings. And start to just notice your breath once more. Start to notice sounds around you. And taking your time, whenever you're ready, open your eyes. So this is an extended version of the continuous you exercise that's already available on the channel. In this version, we went into memories as well, which is something we don't do in the original version. And sometimes what happens is we get really hooked by our memories, right? Like, especially if they're painful ones, things that we didn't want to have happen to us, or things that we felt a lot of pain when it was happening. And sometimes thinking about that thing can cause us to still have that pain, or feel like we're experiencing that pain in this moment. And so the same idea of that observer self, we can step back and just notice that we're having a memory, notice that it is a memory, notice that all those thoughts and feelings and sensations are a part of that memory. The other thing that this version allows us to do is use a different metaphor at the end. So instead of sky and weather, talk about life being kind of like a chessboard, where you are the chessboard and thoughts and feelings and everything else is just the chess pieces. So if the other metaphor didn't resonate with you, perhaps this one does. So let's take a moment to reflect. What did you notice while you're doing this exercise? What are you noticing now? Everybody, take care.